Nathan, you've missed the last 5 Origins. How good is it to be back in camp?
Yeah, absolutely pumped to be back in camp. As you touched on, missed the last 5 games. But yeah, you know, just super grateful to be back in this camp. Just even putting on the gear and that, it's just a mad feeling. So yeah, very happy.
Well, it suits you and you deserve it. There's no doubt about that, mate. Now, last year, they obviously won the series. Were you worried that you might not get picked for this one?
There's definitely doubts there for sure, particularly after you know, the feat that New South Wales pulled off last year, and both Mitch and Romy in the halves, they did an outstanding job. So yeah, there's certainly doubts throughout the year, particularly the way we started back at Clubland. But yeah, as I said, you know, just very grateful for the call up, and I think I'm definitely ready to put in one of my best performances and do my best for the team.
And Nathan, congratulations on being back at Scotty here. Does it matter with your game who plays 6 with you, whether it's Mitchell or Luai? Are you still going to play your natural game, or do you change with who was going to wear the 6?
I think it's about building that combination. You know, obviously with a new combination with Mitch, it's new, but it also brings up new opportunities, and it's just about, you know, understanding each other's game. I've been a big admirer of Mitch's for a long time now, and I understand the way he plays, and I think sort of the beauty of this combination is we both Mitch and I understand the game quite well. So it's about bringing out the best in my 6, and that's what I like to do, and unlocking them so they can play their best game, and I'm looking forward to doing that with Mitch.
Will you be the chief playmaker, the boss?
It's probably a discussion to have over the next few days, but yeah, I'd say so. But, you know, there's going to be times in the game where, you know, we're just going to have to step up, whoever's around the ball, and it's about supporting each other and not letting, you know, the egos get in the way. It's about, you know, bringing out the best in each other, and I'm sure we'll do that.
Nathan, Paul Crawley here. Just on that, can you give us a bit of an insight into how you and Mitch work that, and how much detail goes into your planning? Like, do you meet after sessions and go through how you plan to, you know, get this combination firing? Because you haven't played football together, have you?
No, we haven't, but yeah, we will be doing that. Lots of discussions, both on the field and off the field. It's our first training session tomorrow, so it'll be good to just get out there, get a feel for each other, and, you know, we've already had sort of early discussions, but quite brief. So I think once you get out in the field, then you sort of work out what the flow is going to be like, and yeah, it's just about us building that connection and talking about the game, and yeah, I'm confident that'll work really well.
Nathan, I'm really excited about the combination. It's the last question I'm going to ask you about it, but I just have to stay on it for a bit because I think you two are going to work really well together. And last night we interviewed your coach, and he kind of said that you both might pop up on both sides of the field. Could that be the case?
Yeah, well, I think that's the idea. You know, as I sort of touched on, I think Mitch and I both have a pretty good feel of the game, so it's about sort of understanding the moment and, yeah, just sort of complementing each other's game, whether that's on the left side of the field or the right side, and, yeah, just sort of following each other around when we can. And, yeah, I'm very excited as well. I think it'll be, yeah, really, I think it'll be fun, to be honest, so, yeah.
Nathan, New South Wales kicking game, will you share the responsibilities?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. You know, I think it'd be mad not to. You know, everyone's seen Mitch's kicking game, it's outstanding. So, again, it's about complementing each other. It's sort of just feeling the game, feeling when the right time is to kick and who's doing it. But, yeah, it's a luxury to have both options there.
Nathan, Laurie Daly was speaking today about the phone call he made to Jerome when he missed out on the team. And what I took away from it was Jerome's response, how he just said, well, I'm in charge of my selection, meaning his form. And it was just a really wonderful way to sum it up. But did you feel for him a little bit too?
Oh, well, first, it's no surprise that Jerome would say that. You know, his game has matured so much. He's matured so much as a leader. And, you know, at the end of the day, he's always in full control of his game. And, you know, I think, you know, it's a credit to him, the way he responded to that. You know, I think what he's been able to do early in the year at the Tigers has been incredible. And, you know, I've got nothing but love and respect for Romy always. So, yeah, you know, it's difficult to fit 3 into 2, but, yeah, you know, it's a luxury to have as well.
Hey, Nathan, is Suncorp still daunting, or because you play Magic Round, you played so many games there that you're sort of used to playing there with big crowds now?
I think it's exciting, to be honest. You know, it's just the crowd and all that, they're completely against you. But I honestly think it's probably the best stadium in Australia to play rugby league at. You know, it's a bit of a different level playing Origin compared to times like Magic Round versus the Broncos up there. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge, but something, I sort of get excited about. It's, one of the best atmospheres that you ever feel, I reckon, around the world. So, it's pretty special.
Nathan, tell us about Loza, mate. He's generally known as a great bloke and one of the best blokes in rugby league, but he's got a steely side to him.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend. We probably haven't seen the Steely side as much yet. It's still sort of just the early sort of stages of camp at the moment, and he's just building that connection. He does that so well, just getting around the boys and really getting to know Loz. You know, I haven't had too much to do with him, so it's been a pleasure the last sort of 48 hours to get to know him, and I've really loved how he's gone about it so far.
Nath, you're a special talent, mate, and you know you've won the 4 premiership, 5 grand finals. The bigger the moment, the better you play. Now, this Origin series, do you feel like you're more equipped and better prepared than ever before?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, with more experience, you get that sort of more confidence. But, you know, just at the end of the day, I just want to put my best foot forward for the team. We saw what New South Wales was able to do last year, and, you know, that really inspired me to get back in the mix. And, I just want to be playing my best footy to elevate those around me and vice versa. And, I'm just not taking this moment for granted. You know, I've sort of had the last years where I haven't been in camp and sort of watch those games from the sidelines, and it's the best time of year. It's the biggest games. You want to be playing in them, so I'm looking forward to it.
Nathan, we spoke about Laurie Daly earlier and the sort of coach he is. Laurie was on the show last night and he was talking about Craig Bellamy's influence on him. Have you had any conversations at all with Craig, and does he play any part in the way, you know, the game plan works?
Yeah, not really so far, other than just sort of saying hello and greeting each other. We only just got into camp up at the Blue Mountains now. Today, the last sort of 24 hours has been all the media commitments and all that sort of stuff. So I think the real footy stuff starts tomorrow, and we'll get a better idea of the influence Craig will have. But just having someone like him around the camp is, it's amazing. You know, he's just got this sort of aura about him, what he's been able to do down in Melbourne for all these years now. Whenever he walks in the room, you sort of see everyone's next snap, just looking at him, and I'm really looking forward to learning off him too.
Any good old bonding sessions gone on yet in camp, Nath? Anything to talk us through or share with us?
I think they're a bit different to the ones back in your day, Braith. They're much more calm these days.
They sure are. There's no doubt about that. Bulldog, have you got a question you want to ask?
Nathan, I've got to ask you. Your lovely partner, Mary, Queensland born, but it sounds like from reports today, she's seen the light. She's come to her senses. She's now going to be a mighty Blue. Tell her to welcome on board.
I've welcomed her on board, don't worry. She sort of said, she's like, I don't really support, either team. So I'm like, well, you have to support the Blues then. But the only player she knew before was Jonathan Thurston. That was the only player she knew. She didn't really know much about rugby league. So I've been teaching her. I've got to have to send her a jersey over to England, I think, as well, a Blues one. So
beautiful.
She's on board.
That's great, Nathan. Doggy's just a bit obsessed with you and Mary. He had you going over to Super League early on in the year to go and live with us. So
It'll happen one day, Nathan. You wait.
I told him he's got no idea, but anyway.
I'll pap you at the airport.
Good on you, Nathan. You're a legend, mate. We love you here. And
Cheers, guys.
Go New South Wales. Go and kill them, mate.
Appreciate it. Thank you.